Yeah. One of the stats that I read was that we now have 1.5 million unemployed Canadians, which is up 22% year over year. And it's the highest we've had since the pandemic related lockdowns in 2021.
Do you think we're still feeling the hangover from the pandemic related lockdowns? Like, are we back to, like, have we hit a normal employment in Canada?
I don't think so. I think we're in the ripple effect now. I think we've had the COVID related the lockdown, the boom, and now it's the pendulum has swung right back the other direction. And I think, I still don't think we've reached the full extent of that swing back. So, depending on a lot of factors, what happens with our economy, what happens in the US recession, US inflation. I mean, they're not expected to really lower their policy rates. We historically don't get too far away from them, or although there are some historical instances where we have momentarily. I think that's one of these times where we're momentarily going to be further away in our economic policy. But I really don't think that we've seen the end of this. People should start talking about recession really soon.
Well, especially, I mean, I don't believe that the U.S. is going to slap 25% tariffs across the board. And now Prime Minister Trudeau is threatening retaliation like we did the last time around, which is fine for just a dialogue, but it's not really good news if any of that happens. That's going to affect a lot of things as well, including, Canadian dollar is going to tank, unemployment's going to rise. That, we don't want that. The Americans don't want that either. Americans don't want to pay 25% more for whatever product. I don't know.
No, it's ridiculous.
They're still the second biggest manufacturing country in the world. So, I mean, they do have some scale there. So it's not like they're, starting from scratch like we did here. Post pandemic, we're like, oh, we sold off all of our pharmaceutical manufacturing. Now we have to rebuild it all. Like, that's not the best knee-jerk reaction there.
Right. One of the other stats I saw is that we now have twice as many workers who have been without a job for 6 months as we had in Q3 in last year.
Are there details on what kind of employment that is?
What I keep hearing is it's a white collar recession. So a lot of office workers, those types of, we still have probably a shortage of skilled labor. Construction is still, although not booming as much, we don't have as much slack there, but it's, high paying white collar jobs that that are big spenders, right? So I think that's where we're going to feel it.
Gets repurposed, right? We don't want vacancies in the labor market, but we could certainly be more productive. Different areas, specifically in government. I'm not sure where government spending and government hiring is right now, but a lot of the times that we do boost the employment numbers, it comes from government hiring, which is not, indicative of a really prosperous market either.
Yeah, I think we had, 50 probably came through because the market also expected it. We had 50 basis points. The market expected 50. All of the bond yields were expecting 50. Everything was kind of written in the stars to have 50 basis point cut.
Yep, I think it was well before the end of last week that it was written that way. But they were being stingy with releasing the predictions until the very end of last week, and then as soon as Monday hit this week, it was like, oh yeah, for sure, it's going to be 50.
For sure. Yeah, let's go. Any final words, Vaughn? I think we've covered it here.
No, but we do have internally, Sean and I have a office meeting to go over the new mortgage rules in terms of the insured mortgages and the changes that are coming around that. And there's a whole lot that still hasn't been explained about it, and we've been reaching out to the regulators to get more information. That information has been difficult for them to get from the Canadian government. So we're going to get some more details on that on Friday this week. So next week, tune in and we'll get you up to speed on the nitty gritty about it.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us. Another 50 basis point rate cut by the Bank of Canada, taking us down to where we were in October 2022. So we're back on, kind of back towards where we probably should be even wise, but still more rate cuts to happen. Another 50, 75, even 100 basis points is still realistic. See you next time. And thanks a lot, Vaughn.